I'm a woman. I have the degrees. I guess you would say I make the money. But I thought it was like common knowledge that that wasn't gonna like help me get a man. Like, I feel like I keep having the same conversations over and over, like with my friends. And like, man, the more money I got, the harder it is dating, the more this or that. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, we're all in the same boat. But it's like, I don't think that that was the intention. Like, when you're making, all the money and stuff, our money is our money. Like, our degrees and stuff are for us. Like, you wanted to be a doctor since you were a kid. Like, did you think that you becoming a doctor was going to make it easier for you to get a man?
Facts.
Like, did you think you making $1 million a year was going to make it easier for you to get a man?
She cooking.
Men play on a different scoreboard than us. They're more shallow. Like, they care about looks. They care about, if anything, they care about how you like make them feel, like, ego-wise. Like, I don't know most men that care about your money unless they need it.
She's right.
I'm dead ass. Like, I'm not even trying to be slick or like, like, I'm not even trying to. It's just like, men don't care. And I think they don't care because they know that for the most part, most women are not going to break bread with them.
Nope.
Like,
that's where she's wrong. We don't care because that doesn't necessarily add any value into our lives, which I've been trying to teach men lately, that you need to marry on the same level with the same socioeconomic status. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have the same standards that you would traditionally have, but at the same time, stop taking a chick at McDonald's just because she looked good and putting a baby in her, or deciding that you want to make her your wife, because that's then going to become a liability, especially if you decide that you no longer want to be with her anymore. Right? Then you got to contest the prenuptial agreement if you got one. We're visual creatures, absolutely. Like, that goes without saying. And the standards for women is much different than the standards for men. The problem for women, a lot of times, to speak to her point, and I always like to give credit to the content creators, so the link is going to be down in the description to go ahead and tap into her profile. If you like what she's saying or you want to check out the rest of her content, it's just the right thing to do. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We got a live stream coming up with Stock Club to take advantage of what's happening in the market right now. But, the problem with women is that they think that them getting a degree or making more money or getting a job or whatever, they then wear that on their shoulder as a badge of honor, as though that is going to change the results. And then they raise their standards based off of where they think that they are at, but they're not considering the fact that the market is based off of whatever it is that somebody is willing to pay for you. So unless you're getting with a hobo, I don't really give a fuck about your money. That's not going to change my life, right? That's not going to do anything for me. Even if you contributed into the pot, pay 50% of everything, so on and so forth, it's never going to move the needle for a guy that's at a certain level financially, and his socioeconomic status is out of this fucking world. If I make, hypothetically speaking, right, and if you want to go and check out what I make, then you can go into the Patreon or whatever. Let's say hypothetically that I make $3 million per year. And then you bring in whatever it is you bring. Let's say you make $500,000, $1 million, $2 million a year too. Do you think that whatever it is that I was going to do, or whatever it is that I got going on, that's going to change something, that I then become interdependent on you in order for me to be successful? Like, that conversation is not real. But they believe that they deserve a guy that's on that level, which I would say to guys, pay more attention to the woman that is on your socioeconomic status level before you start to pay attention to any of these other chicks. Because if you just want to get some pussy, that's one thing. But if you're actually looking at the dynamics of, what you want your risk tolerance to be, or what you want your kids to be like, or whatever, then I think that you should start to get with women that is of a higher status, right? And if you just need to date or to get in relationships based off of whatever your space is. But my point is that women a lot of times believe that then places them on a higher status or a higher totem pole in men's minds, and it doesn't. We don't give a fuck, especially if they just getting with you for the sake of getting with you, or it's for a moment, or they just getting to know you. You and what you do for a living has no value to us in most men's minds. It should, but it doesn't. So when you become successful, a lot of times that is for you. She's right. It is for you, but you need to also consider who the buyers are. Consider who the takers are. Consider who the person is that possibly proposed to you for marriage. She's right. She's 100% right.
Most women, when they get a lot of money, we're getting prenuptial agreements. Like, damn right. If I had millions of dollars before I married you and you were making $100K a year, I'm getting a prenuptial agreement.
Fair.
But if it was like the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be like, oh, well, you're thinking about divorce. Like, why? I don't even know why you're thinking about that.
Which we need to be a lot more firm in our stance to make sure that we're not getting finessed. That's the reason why I said you need to date on your same level, because you don't even, a woman that's on your same level wouldn't even trip about getting a prenuptial agreement because she understands. But you got to explain that shit to a dusty chick because she not in that same space, and half the time she's looking at what she can get from you instead of what she can add to you.
If a woman makes $1 million a year, some women would still want a man that made $1,001 just to say
Facts.
he had
That is true. That is true.
more,
She cooking.
like equal or more than what she had. Even if, like, okay, I'll give you an example. This is probably maybe not your relationship goals, but like say JT and Lil Uzi. I bet you Lil Uzi's probably paying most of her bills. And she's a millionaire probably by herself. JT has her own career, not a job, a career. And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, that even though she's rich, she still is somewhat of a kept woman? You could argue it's because of what she puts up with. And that's a fair argument. We don't know what happens behind the scenes. But I very much think JT doesn't give that energy, at least at home, that I don't need a man. I don't need a man. She's very much the type that gives off my man, my man, my man. Every day in the comments, she's like always like, like speaking very highly of him, speaking up when people talk down on him. Like, the trick is, you can have all the money in the world. If you're not fine, men don't want you. I don't know who.
No, throw some other stuff in there. If you're not peaceful, if you're not agreeable, if you don't live in your femininity, if you are always arguing, if you got to get your shit off and all of that, it's a whole lot of other things that we need to add in there too.
I don't know if I said anything profound here, but if you're not fine as fuck, men do not want you. Women that are pretty will always have options.
Facts.
And I want to say another thing. It doesn't even matter how old you are. Like, whether you're 20 or whether you're 60, if you're fine, you're going to have options.
That is true.
I'll tell you right now, the pretty rich women are not having any trouble finding a man. The pretty women that still are like kind of soft and still give off like know how to stroke a man's ego, know how to let a man still do things for them.
That shit made me smile as soon as she said it. It made me smile as soon as she said it. I ain't even gonna cap.
Are giving like super hyper independent.
Why do you want that shit?
They're still getting that princess treatment. They're still getting tricked on. They're still getting their bills paid. They're still getting flued out. Even if they have their own careers, millions of dollars in the bank, they're still getting houses bought for them.
That is true. All 100% true.
I'm just saying.
All 100%.
So I don't know. I really wish like more women. I thought, again, I'm a girl's girl. That's why I'm not sugarcoating it. Like, these are the type of conversations like I be having with my friends. Like,
I have to invite her on a platform.
Never in life was our money or our degrees gonna help us get a partner. Like I said, if anything, you being in those rooms in the proximity, that could help you for sure. You gotta get.
I think that she cooking. If y'all want to watch the rest of what she got to say, then make sure you go ahead and tap into her platform. Again, I'm going to link the link down in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Tap in at after hours a night. Let's have this conversation.